When the file came to me, I was shocked. I was surprised. You cannot believe it. It carried an envelope. And that envelope was of DTDC, a service provider. My office is directed to get details. This letter of 16 January 2020 was posted 25 days thereafter on 10th February. Can you imagine? Convocation on 14th February. They take the date as 16 January, post it on 10th February, received by the government on 11th February. Still, when the Honorable Minister writes to me, and what he writes to me is at page 9. Honorable Chancellor, kindly refer to my discussion on VC of the university. VC attended my office along with papers and reply. VC should have attended my office, not his office. I advise him to be careful in dealing with the Honorable Chancellor. Sir, Partha Chatterjee writing to me, this is completely lack of coordination. Between whom? How can it be lack of coordination? 16 January communication, you post after 25 days on 10th February and convocation 14th February. It's a major misconduct. Please consider to drop the issue. I thought I am father figure to vice chancellors. They have been living in a different world. I must give one chance. So with great heavy heart, I overlook this major lapse that the communication is dispatched 25 days afterwards. Just 4 days before the convocation. It was major misconduct. I only put in a word of caution. But then we have another. We have here a forum of vice chancellors. Friends, no state has this forum. Vice chancellors cannot be trade union. And this forum is engaged in only one activity. And that activity is, they have held 4 meetings so far. All the 4 meetings are against the chancellor. I had appealed to them. Why don't you come and sit with me? Why don't you deliberate with me? Why don't you discuss with me? I am therefore reading para 23 of my order, circulated to all the vice chancellors, including members of this forum, because all of them are vice chancellors. I deem it appropriate to take note of the statement emanating from the forum of vice chancellors on the issue of my notice to this vice chancellor, who posts after 25 days, just 4 days before the convocation. Same has caused deep anguish at my end, both on propriety and ignorance of fact situation. The statement, and look at what their statement, I'm quoting the statement of this forum, about this vice chancellor who committed such a major misconduct that for 14th February convocation he posts only on 10th February, indicating to everyone that it was posted on 16th January or 18th January. We understand that our colleague has acted in accordance with the rules. Has he acted in accordance with rules? Are you shutting your eyes? You are vice chancellors. You have to be role model to students. What are you really talking about? And then we have been informed by the VC Panjanam Burma that he did not receive any response from Raj Mohan. What response? Your communication, you say you sent on 16th or 18th January, is posted by you on 10th January. And that too not to me, to the government. Which made him go ahead with the convocation without the presence of His Excellency. Can you beat it, are they? Doing respect to the position they hold? Are they not belittling their position? I appeal to them because I do not wish to fight with my family. I do not wish to act in a manner which can be deterrent to their performance. I have to guide them, improve them, assist them to come up to the level which they are supposed to be. I therefore write in para 25, the Vice Chancellor's action as a group without making any effort to secure access to the Chancellor, who is ever ready to deliberate and engage in dialogue, is demeanor that apart from belittling office they hold, compromises the sense of position which I hold. And I invite them. But I indicate something very serious. The dignity of the office of Chancellor cannot be allowed to be compromised. I am sure everyone will agree. I cannot compromise dignity of the office of the Chief Minister. She cannot compromise on my dignity. We are constitutional functionaries. I cannot compromise your right to report as media persons. So I tell them, dignity of the Chancellor cannot be allowed to be compromised. Several worrisome events have generated such attitude. All such infractions are under my consideration. In the interest of students and education, I would not hesitate to invoke the authority vested in me. It is under these circumstances I overlooked the demeanor of this Vice Chancellor. None of you would have overlooked it. If you were in my place, you would have taken him to task ultimately. Explain, why did you take 25 days in posting a communication where you are inviting the Chancellor to attend the convocation, preside over it? And that too, just 4 days before convocation posting is done, concealed, never revealed. It was I who in my order found it out, put the evidence on record of the DTDC and actual receipt by the government of West Bengal on 11th February. I therefore called all the Vice Chancellors, attend my virtual conference, and they have read this order. It was sent to them. Their defiance will be seen in the light of this order. They must have gone through it. They were directed to go through it. They must have known my mind. I told them do two things. One, they must flag to me issues by 13th of July which are open-ended. The issues which are of concern to the students, which are disturbing students, they did not respond on 13th. They did not flag to me any issue of students. They should have been happy to flag it to me. They did not. On 15th, only one Vice Chancellor attends, along with the Pro-Vice Chancellor, the West Bengal University of Health Sciences. In the interest of students, in the interest of education, in the interest of rule of law, in the interest of duties and obligations cast on me, I have no other option.